Is Red Dead Online more beta than game? Honestly, yes. What does that mean though? It means it's hard to stay in a lobby, it's hard to get in a lobby, and on top of that, it's hard to do anything else in the game. It's hard to find animals, it's hard to start stranger missions, it's hard to even call your horse depending on what system you're on. It's a ridiculous mess at this point, and I wanted to take a look and see maybe what Rockstar's thinking, what's going on there, what's going on at Rockstar, man, frankly. So I went back and reread all the old beta posts, and I have a theory as to why this is happening, what's happening. I don't have a final answer. I don't know if it's going to play out well, but this is what I'm thinking is going on currently. To start this, we have to go all the way back to Grand Theft Auto 5. So Grand Theft Auto 5 had a pretty damn good single player, right? And then the online came out and everyone was like, huh, this sucks. For the first month and a half, 2 months, something like that roughly. I wasn't there for the launch, but reading posts, it seems like the first month and a half, 2 months of that experience, it was bad. We are now 3 months into the Red Dead Online beta. Now, if you were sitting around at Rockstar and you were launching your next big single player game that's gonna have an online mode, Red Dead Redemption 2, what would you talk about? Where you went wrong last time. So you would look at maybe Grand Theft Auto 5 and be like, okay, let's get everybody in a room together, maybe your top 10 guys at Rockstar, sit them down and say, hey, what was the biggest issue with Grand Theft Auto 5? And everybody immediately goes, online's launch, right? And so you're like, okay, all right, so the launch was bad. How do we circumvent having a terrible launch again? How do we make this game better, faster than Grand Theft Auto 5 was, basically? How do we streamline the process, which is what you would do, right? The first thing everybody says is, oh, we should let them help us. We should have them give their feedback and we should build on top of that so that we're not just guessing and checking. Sounds like a good idea. Okay, yeah, sure. And then somebody else throws out, why don't we launch it in beta so that way they all know they're playing the beta of the game. Boom, fireworks go off, you're promoted. Okay, now we have Red Dead Online beta, right? Awesome, no worries. Now we've got all these posts that Rockstar's putting out. So I've gone through all of them. I'm not going to be showing them on the screen here, but I went through all of them in my off time, reread them just to get a sense of what maybe they were thinking behind this. And it looks like they really honed in on, at least on the first two posts, about, hey, this is a beta, please stick with us. It's going to launch turbulently. It's going to have, is that a real word? It's going to have turbulence at launch, and it's going to be, there's X, Y, and Z that we're looking to fix. Please give us feedback. That is all over the first two posts, and please give us feedback is all over every post. Now, the main argument as a consumer that I have for that is, but you're not listening to the feedback. We've been giving feedback and you're not listening to it. Now, Rockstar is the best game developer that exists. I'm not even gonna entertain hearing a no, they're not on that. The only people that could have competed were Bethesda, and Bethesda shot themselves in the foot with Fallout 76, so much so that I wouldn't even put them second now. Formerly, Bethesda probably could have held toe-to-toe with Rockstar, even though I would still argue that Rockstar's open world games beat Bethesda's, but that's a conversation for another day. We need to look at what Bethesda did wrong, part of what they did right, and then is that same thing happening for Red Dead Online. So Bethesda, when they launched Fallout 76, flat out lied, essentially. They launched it on the premise it was going to be a new Fallout game, and then it was basically Fallout 4 with new lighting textures. It was essentially the Skyrim Together mod, but in Fallout 4 with lighting textures. So it was really bad, essentially. It was not, actually that would have been better because there would have been NPCs. My point is, they flat out ran the marketing campaign like it was another installment of their flagship series, and then it wasn't. It was like a weird offshoot. And that is not what Rockstar did. Rockstar has taken every step in the right direction as far as trying to get consumers on the right page. Hey, this is a beta. Hey, this is a beta. Hell, you know what? We're going to put beta everywhere that you see Red Dead Online. We're going to throw the word beta so that you understand that this is the alpha version of the game. Yeah, we see that, but I think we've all become kind of numb to it because we're playing it. We call it Red Dead Online. We don't call it the Red Dead Online beta, or most of us don't. So at the end of the day, you don't feel like you're playing a beta of a game. You don't at all. You feel like you're playing Red Dead Redemption 2's online mode, which you are, but that mode isn't released yet. And that's the thing that everybody keeps saying, it's a beta, it's a beta, it's a beta. And I used to hate that excuse. But as somebody who wants to cover this game, who wants it to be good, who wants it to be fabulous, I want this game to be everything Grand Theft Auto has ever been and 2 times more. I want Red Dead to be unbelievably successful, even just so that I can keep covering it, frankly, and in like a selfish manner. Like, I really like this game. I like talking about it. And so my thought here is that they're not looking at things from a how do we grab players perspective. Right now, they're tinkering things and they're trying to adjust things and they're trying to get weird things correct, and then they think people want more content, and they think the answer is to drop, you know, some prospector jigs and some feathered hats and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they think that this game audience is a different audience than it is, and I think that is going to pull them down, because if you look at Bethesda's launch style, they did everything wrong, and then now the players of that game are getting happier and happier with it. I'm not one of them. The players of Fallout 76, as the patches roll forward, are enjoying it more and more, except for, I guess, the latest workshop patch. But anyway, they're you know, it's becoming a much better game, whereas every time Red Dead Online, every time Rockstar talks, it's worse for them. And so that's weird to me. Like, that's gotta be disconcerting for them, because they launched this in a state that they were like, hey, we're gonna try to develop this with the community, but then their lack of community feedback, or at least the feedback loop, even if it's getting to them, there is no loop. We give it to them and that's it. It doesn't come full circle at any point. So we don't know, you know what I mean? They're not, like, even if they were to post something that's like, if they did like an hour live stream of Rockstar devs sitting there talking about feedback and maybe why something won't get introduced because of X, Y, or Z, you know, like anything, honestly, that's a huge ask too, but still, anything would be better than total radio silence except for 5 posts that all kind of say the same thing and then don't deliver on what the posts promise. At this point, Bethesda has now completely outshined Rockstar with community, and that's sad. It boggles my mind that the worst received game of the year is now in a better online state than the best received game of the year. And I know the answer there is like, well, the best received game of the year was the single player. And yes, but the company who made the single player has the single most successful multiplayer experience that has ever been created. So I think that's why we were all so excited too, is because we've played Grand Theft Auto Online. We know the potential there. We all want to be able to take I've seen some people talking about how they're like, oh, I'm not super excited. I think it was Boogie's video, actually. He has a really good video on this. I don't know if I mentioned it in this version of the take for this audio. I've done a couple of these now because I really wanted to get this video right. But Boogie2988 has a fantastic video on the Red Dead Online versus Fallout 76 controversy. I will link that in the description down below. However, he says something in there where he's like, look, I was really excited to get a new car in GTA. I'm not excited to get a new horse. I would disagree with that. I am excited for the new horse, but I think what we're missing right now are things like wagons, etc., which people would be very excited for, depending on what you could do with them. Like, if you could get a chuck wagon and then you could sell to, like, you could make butcher meat anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be so cool. Like, it would be so awesome. So there's so many things like that I obviously think are coming. Take-Two, Rockstar's parent company, has even confirmed that later in the year, they're going to be making more money off of Red Dead Online than they are right now. And how would they know that if they didn't know that they had a lot of big content coming that's going to pull a lot of players back in? I am excited. I can't wait to keep covering the game. I think the game is very good. I think it's gonna get a lot better. However, I think it was dramatically better before the update, and I think this is the nature of being a beta tester at this point. Like, I have not considered myself a beta tester in relation to this game, but at this point, I don't feel like a beta player. I don't feel like I picked up Red Dead Online and they're still working on the online mode. I feel like I submitted my email and they were like, hey, are you sure you want to be in this? And I was like, yes, please. I love the game. I want to support you. And they were like, all right, but it's bad. And I was like, no, please let me in. And they were like, okay. And then now I'm in. That is the process I feel like I should have had to take to get into the Red Dead Online beta. And no. No, you had to spend $60 to do it. So I will be covering this game going forward. There will be a lot of videos on it, and those videos will be, they will each have their own feeling about the game. So it's not like me being upset, and this video is going to bleed over to the next time I talk about something cool. I'm going to be like, well, it's shitty because of blah, blah, blah. No, I keep everything. I try to keep each video have its own, heart and soul, so that depending on, how you feel when you click on the video, I can try to match that energy or at least bring you up. So I hope you guys like this video. Sorry if this was a downer video, or let me know in the comment section down below if you guys agree with me. I've recorded this video a few times now, so I don't remember exactly what questions I may or may not have asked during this take, but yeah, I'm very excited for Red Dead Online. I think within the next 3 or 4 months, it could possibly be very, very good. However, I think it depends on how loud we yell right now. I think right now is the most pivotal feedback point. Like, there was one earlier in the year with the whole economy thing. That was pretty important, but I think right now, if everybody really tries to make their voices heard by submitting to the feedback link that I will pin to the top of the comment section, frankly, even just going on Twitter and yelling at them, whatever, but by far the feedback link is definitely the better option. I think the more people that do that, and if we actually do it this time instead of all just talking about how we're gonna do it, I think we'll actually be able to affect a lot of meaningful change. But again, that is just me. This has been just my opinion. I don't want anybody to think that because I'm not enjoying it right this second while I record this video, I don't want anybody to think that they should feel any less good about the game. If you hate the game, I don't want you to hate it less, because I think it's gonna be better soon. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions, and I don't want you guys to think that I am trying to swing you one way or the other. This is just me laying out mine. I hope you guys like the video. Please comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you very, very soon with some more Red Dead Online quick tips. I wanted to note, I have a correction to issue. This is at the back of this video, so I'll probably do this again at the front of another video, but I issued a video out yesterday at like 1 in the morning or something like that I thought was correct when I posted it, but there was a 1.5-minute video last night where I said if you pressed a left on the D-pad, you could check your player blip color, and it's just everybody else's color. Your color is always going to be that bright blue. I thought I was just the blue, and then it lit me up because it was me, so it was trying to identify me. I have no idea why they did that. That seems completely, that's so irritating to me, but I'm glad you guys called me out for it. Please call me out for things like that in the future. One video wrong out of 200, so I have a pretty good batting average, but I never want wrong information in my videos. I would rather pull a video down and remake it than leave a wrong video up. So please let me know in the future if I do anything like that. I appreciate everybody who said something. It was only like, there's only like 5 or 6 people who actually saw it, I think. So thank you guys for head checking me on that. And I will see you guys very, very soon with a brand new video. Peace.